Hey everybody, so I went to check on our friend Sarasota Tim today because when we left off yesterday he was not feeling good and had potentially thought he was getting a bronchial infection, that he may need to follow up with his primary care physician, that potentially he caught something from Bev and JJ. But he didn't want to blame them. But regardless of all that, Tim, for some reason, has actually not put out a video today. And I have a lot of things to get on with. And so I do not have time to wait to make any type of reaction about Tim. So we're going to talk a little bit about some of the comments that I received in my comment section yesterday regarding Tim being not well, and some of the things I probably should have mentioned. And we're going to take a look at some of the comments and just kind of leave it there, and kind of that will be our summary. And at some point I'm sure Tim's audience will be extremely concerned and Tim will need to post a video. But is there a tactic that he is using? Is he trying to see whether or not he can reduce the number of videos that he puts out every day and maybe just put out one video and get a good number of views and leave it there? Well, we'll find out and see, because we actually have a couple of days now where our friend has not put out regular videos to the quantity that he is used to. So he could put anything from 7 to 10 videos out in a day. And today, and I should not say today, but the previous day and the day before that, I think it was just one. And so it's the core audience Tim is getting. And this could be people that don't like him, people that do like him. Seemed to be about 5.6 thousand views. So that's still pretty decent. I mean, he does have a channel that's over, I think now 66,000 subscribers. So slightly less than 10% are tuning in on a regular basis to catch up with what Tim is up to and what's he doing in his life. So, I mean, if he wants to think about that, maybe he just thinks, 2 good videos a day and still be able to garner the same number of views rather than the multiple videos. But that gets him, 40,000 views sometimes in a day. Putting out a video, getting 5.6, he might still have some views, seeping over from the previous days, from other video. But Tim's content is not that evergreen. So he's obviously feeling that he's going to be either doing well because it's his Christmas and birthday, so he's just not concerned that he's not making all this content. Who knows? Maybe Santa Claus is going to be good to Tim this year. So that's my second point. I like to make my points. Number 3 point. A lot of people mentioned that Tim was talking about doing his tags online, and most states you can actually do everything online. You don't need to do it in person. Now, there are some people that just like the social interaction. That could be our friend Tim. Tim does like to make content out of everything. And obviously, it's not much content if you just fire up the computer or the phone or however and do the process online. We do wonder, since a lot of Tim's subscribers seem to do a lot of his online research, if he, I wonder, feels that comfortable doing online research or paying for things online. I had a boyfriend, believe it or not, many years ago, and even though he was a couple of years younger than myself, he was a lot less confident using computers and technology and liked to do everything in person and wasn't a fan about doing it online. So I don't know, maybe Tim's just kind of that type, so, and a lot of it might be to do with the confidence. And this is just in my opinion, having, people always like, oh, why you mention what you got to schooling in? Because it shows I have expertise. It's not me just talking out of my derriere. So I hold 2 primary bachelor's degrees. I have a Bachelor of Education and I have a Bachelor of Science in Nursing. So, and my Bachelor of Education majored in English. So I feel that maybe potentially Tim has some limitations there. And he doesn't want to read all that. He just don't feel confident. But he also can't make it into content. So you have to wonder. Okay, number 4. He obviously wanted to make sure that everybody knew his birthday was December the 29th. And so I wonder if the thing about the tags was something in order for him to actually be able to drop his birthday, because I've never known tags to be equated to the month of your birthday, at least not in the Commonwealth of Virginia. Your tags are generally based on the month you purchased that vehicle. That's when the tag. So if you're getting a car in April and it's got a year tag on it, it's going to be like April, say if it was purchased this year in April 25 on the tag. And then it's not going to be based on a birthday. So that seemed to be funny that, I don't know, anybody who lives in Florida, are your tags, and when you get your tags for your vehicles, is that based on a birth date? For example, we get our, registration. We don't even have to, well, they send that in the mail. It's in January here in Virginia when you have to register your car. And you just send it all in. You online. You don't have to go anywhere, and they send you the tags. So I just wonder now, is that a reason that he could just drop his birthday? Okay. Because, you can never trust Tim. Number 5. A lot of people don't believe that you're sick, Tim. So a lot of people really do not believe that you were sick. They think that it's for clicks, views, sympathy, extra birthday gifts, extra buy me a coffees, extra everything. So gifts for Christmas, birthday, whatever, you name it. That's what people think. They don't actually, or just views to your channel, potentially in more AdSense money that way, or a way to build up some excitement that you aren't genuinely sick. That's a lot of the people in my comment section were thinking that way, Tim. So, yeah, you're just a clickbaiter. Now, this was a very popular point of view that you need to wash your hands more often, Tim. That you, and I would agree, your hand hygiene practices are pretty poor, and that you need to ensure that you are showing basic hand hygiene. So using hand soap when you are washing your hands in the house after doing a task. Sorry, I knocked my camera. I apologize. Secondly, that you obviously carry a hand sanitizer and that you apply it before and after activities. Maybe using paper towels at the gas station. And then touching your eye after touching other things. That's just, if you haven't, that's just no. That's probably a hard pass no. And a great way to get germs spread around. So I think there's a lot of question about your hand hygiene practices, Tim, and whether or not that could have led for you to be sick. And Miss Vicky made a point that you seem to get sick a lot when you travel, Tim. So I want to know about whether or not you feel that your immune system goes down. There's a lot of comments about your food and your diet potentially being part of the reason why your immune system's down. So that was my number 7 point, was the fact that you don't seem to have good health on return from any travels. So it's interesting that you are going on trips, because I think every time you've come back with something. So maybe you want to think about either your hand hygiene practices or your immune system. Maybe getting a little bit more fruit and veg. I know that's against your carnivore diet, but it potentially is something that you need to think about. There's things within the food that will help you. Now, a lot of people felt that you were doing a lot of dry begging, Tim. And there were a lot of comments around that and about the fact that your idea that, you know, health is your wealth, and that is going to be the things that are going to buy you happiness. And all you do is talk about how much things cost. So it seems a little bit hypocritical, I guess is the word you could use, if you were trying to say to everybody else, not to worry about money, just worry about your health. And yet you don't really show good health practices necessarily, except now you're off to the doctors who you, of course, always say you don't like. Anyway, guys, I said I was going to make this one quick. We'll see what Tim does with this video. I'm sure whichever video he puts out next, it's going to get a ton of views, because everyone, his fans, is going to want to know what he's been up to and how he's doing and what kept him away from the camera, because, you know, it is very unusual for Tim, especially at the highest AdSense season, not to be pumping out 20 videos. But I think the thing that is important to realize is, I wonder, as I said, with Tim having both Christmas and his birthday coming up, is he banking a bit on being able to get people sending him items through the mail and not feeling well is an opportunity for sympathy? There has been some comments as to whether Tim has obviously been imbibing again, and if really what we are witnessing when he doesn't look well is not really an illness so much as a hangover, in their opinion. So anyway, I appreciate everybody watching me. I hope everyone is staying safe and practicing good hand hygiene at this time of year. And I'm going to leave you with the comment that got the highest number of likes on our last video here. So we'll catch you on the next one, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.